Canadian citizen. I grew up here, so it's the country I know.
Canadian passport holder, because I have European passport as well. What's Canadian? Canadian is native Canadian, and we are all immigrants, so no.
My parents, my grandparents were born here, so I'm, full-fledged Canadian. I think being fair-minded and kind and inclusive and love hockey.
Canadian passport holder. I've lived here for 20 years.
And you still don't feel yourself Canadian?
I guess not. No. I have my roots from where I'm originally from.
Canadian citizen. I grew up here, so this is the country I know, and so I would normally say kindness, fair-mindedness, not so much racist, but I'm not sure I can say all of that now. People have changed, and it's just different now.
I am Canadian, born here, Winnipeg. Anyone who integrates to Canada. Immigrant, whatever it is, if you contribute to society, you are Canadian.
I'm a Canadian citizen. I hold a Canadian passport.
But you feel yourself Canadian?
100%, of course.
How do you identify Canadian?
Because when I'm in this country, when I'm working, when I'm with friends, I feel like I have a voice and that I feel free. And that's, to me, is Canadian.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Canada. I'm Canadian.
You feel it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Very, very patriotic, if that's the word. Actually, I would say it's a cultural mosaic. Everyone has the ability to still have their culture and still be Canadian.
I'm a Canadian citizen. I have a Canadian citizenship and I have a Canadian passport. I've lived here for about 25 years. I'm still from the Caribbean. It's just a matter of that's home.
I'm a Canadian. Live within the country. That's pretty much it. Everyone's different here. It's normal. I think like any culture, we have our issues with some, but I think in general, most people can find an area of town or of the country where they feel comfortable. Radicals of all types. It doesn't mean religion or whichever. Every culture has those issues, just like the U.S. Also, our prison systems are a mess. In general, I think Canada is a good place for most people.
I feel myself as a Canadian. Diversity, I would say, very embracing, welcoming community, very community-driven, and very open mind, I think. And because I come from the French side of the Canadian society, I would say creative and innovative. But it's a broad country, so I mean, just to get the same feeling across the country, it's a huge territory. And you have subculture as well within the Canadian culture, which is why it's a rich culture.
I am a Canadian. I've lived here for over 30 years. My whole family is here, my life, my career. I love the Canadian culture, the gentleness, the politeness. I place, responsibility on the individual to also make the effort to engage in all parts. And I mean, sometimes I think it's too easy for us to stay in our little, culturally comfortable areas, right? So I think depending on your job too, maybe your work takes you outside of that and opens up and makes you feel more comfortable in all parts of society, maybe. But if you tend to stay within your own group, then you may not experience the fullness of what Canada has to offer.
My parents, Canadian grandparents, I grew up here, so it's the country I know.